कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोकी भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातम् अहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
Hare Krishna. Everybody go on mute on Zoom, alright? So today we are going to discuss body shaming, alright? So anybody ever had an experience of body shaming? Do you know what body shaming is? No? Alright, let's see. I want everybody of you to go through an exercise, okay? We are going to understand what is first of all body image. Everybody understands body? Everybody has a body, yes or no? Do you know what body image is? Go to the next slide. Do you know what body image is? So if you have got notebooks and pen, take those and write in context with your own body. Okay? How you see the world, how you see yourself, how you see your friend, how you see a person who you don't like. I want everybody of you to write these 5 answers. I am dash. What do you think about your body? If you think I'm tall, write tall. If you think I'm short, write short. You think I'm thin, lean, thin, right? I'm fat. Whatever you think, I just want you to write genuinely whatever you feel. Alright? Go ahead. You don't need to tell me, but write. Write these 5 answers. These are going to be the insights inside your own conscience. Alright? You're going to understand how you think, how the world thinks about you. Alright? They can share or they can have extra pencils. Do we have extra pencils? All right. We can share some pages. Brinda must be having some pages. We can give them pages, but then they need to have pens. So quickly, we have 2 minutes to go, 120 seconds. I am dash. What do you think about your body? Right, genuinely. And those who don't have, by the way, give answers in your mind. Can you see the slide? Can you see the first thing? I am dash. Then next, write my friend is dash. Whatever you think about your friend, about the body, whatever opinion you have about your friend, my friend is naughty, my friend is good, my friend is kind, helpful, my friend is sometimes mean. Whatever you feel, you write my friend is dash. Raise your hands once you are done. Very good. Quick. So we have already started by 6:45. We need to finish. All right. I'll keep it. Yeah. Done. My friend is dash. Next, right? The person I don't like is. You want to write name, don't write name, your wish, but write something about them. The person that you don't like, whatever you don't like, you write about them. You might not like their nature, you might not like their body, you might not like their car. It can be anything, anything under the sky. The person I don't like is dash. Done? Your name is Devansh. Devansh, done? You wrote first answer? You read second? Third, you wrote the person I don't like is. Maybe you like everybody. Is there anybody you don't like? Yeah, write about it. Come on. Just empty your heart. The page is yours.
No one will see this page.
You're free to tear it off later on. As of now, this is the insight into yourself. Alright. Fourth is my friend thinks I am dash. What does your friend think? It can be friend, your well-wisher, your mom, your dad. It can be anybody who likes you. Alright. It can be anybody who likes you. Write down, my friend think I am. My mom thinks I am. Small children, what do you think? What does your mom think I am? If it is positive, write positive. If it is negative, yeah, mothers are really not that great in boosting self-esteem of children anyways. Yet, write down, my friend think I am. Done? Whoever is your well-wisher, I want somebody you think is well-wisher, who thinks really good about you. Alright? Raise your hands. Done? Cool. Next is my criticizer thinks I am. Criticizer is who, which person? Who constantly pinpoints. तुम में ये कमी है, तुम में वो कमी है, जरा यहाँ सुधर जाओ तो अच्छा रहेगा. क्यों बेटा? Right? Who is that criticizer? Normally somebody very close to us. Sometimes teachers. Yes or no? So my criticizer thinks I am dash. Now all the answers read in sequence for yourself. Read once in sequence for yourself. Done? Who wants to share their answers? Anybody? You want to share? We are looking for some teenagers. Anybody wants to share? Come on. We'll not tell the name. Who wants to share? You want to share, Devansh? No? Alright. So whatever you wrote after I am happens to be your self-image. Okay? Self-image. If I say I am speaking loud today, what is that? My self-image. Yeah? I am, maybe I'm, anything I can say, right? I have straight hair. This is my self-image. It can be, yes or no? Whatever it follows, I am is my self-image. Got it? Now, my friend is. Whatever you think your friend is how you see the world. You have put that lenses, and that's how you see the world. Not necessarily the friend is like that. But that is the lens that you are wearing. I can say, oh, I think she's tall. I think she's short. I think she's pretty. I think she's cute. I think he's handsome. I think he's very tall. Anything I can say, but that's what the lens I've put. Yes or no? He might be many other things. She might be many other things. But what did I recognize? One out of 101 qualities. So that happens to be the lens. Okay? I can put another lens, another chashma, another chashma. Oh, she's sweet. One chashma. Again, she's tall. Okay. Oh, she's intelligent. Third chashma. Oh, she's pretty. Fourth chashma. How many lenses can I put? The thing that I can observe is my lens, not necessarily that person's. Okay? That is how you see the world. The person that I don't like is. Now you're going to find many wrong things in that person. Yes or no? Yeah? The person I don't like, suppose, oh, the person I don't like intoxicates. Oh, the person I don't like maybe gossips. If I'm going to say that, then it's the lens that I'm putting. Yes or no? So I am finding those things that I don't like in that person. Does that mean that person becomes bad? Yeah. Again, the person might have 101 good things. Out of that, what am I finding? The things that I don't like, I'm finding in that person. So people are bad or the qualities are bad? Qualities are bad. So we hate people or we hate qualities? So when we don't like somebody, what are we hating? We are hating the person or we are hating the thing that is coming from that person? Exactly, and that are called as vibrations. Okay, sometimes you collide with some people and you feel, oh, I just felt negative. I just felt, oh, I just can't get along with that person. That person is too snobbish. Oh, that means I know what snobbish is. Maybe I have been snobbish someday or sometime. So I was able to identify that. The fact that I was able to identify means I know that I've gone through that. I know how it feels, and that's why I'm able to identify. So that's one more lens. That person might be very kind, must be feeding dogs and all the needies once in a month, or at least once when she has her birthday or he has his birthday. We don't know. Maybe their parents must be taking them to the temples and doing some charity. Do we know all these good things? Is anybody taking mic and telling, सुनो सुनो सुनो, मैं मंदिर में इतना दान करके आया? Is that happening? No, right? So out of 101 things, what did we identify as snobbish? Nakchidi. Yes or no? Right? So my friend thinks I am is what? Your friend's lenses. The person I don't like is my lenses. I'm able to identify bad qualities. So I don't like the person. It's not true. I don't like the qualities in that person. And my criticizer thinks I am is what? What does your criticizer think? Give me one word quickly. Fast. Mean. Talkative. Lazy. Stubborn. Wow. So when criticizes things, I'm mean, I'm lazy, I'm stubborn, I'm talkative, then they are identifying 1 out of 101 qualities. So it is their lens. But then did you identify your friend is here, you are here, your criticizer is here, the person you don't like is here, and everybody around is here. Everybody is looking through a lens of body. Yes or no? All these qualities that we mentioned, they are related to body. Yeah, everything is related to body. Talkative, mouth. Stubborn, mind. Mean, mind. Everything is related to body. Yes or no? Now you understand what is body image. Body image, everybody carries their own body image in their mind and they identify that those good things in others, what good they think they have. They identify bad thing in others, what they think is bad according to their own lens. Understood what is body image? Yeah. Some people might find person XYZ very beautiful, but at the same time, somebody will compare that person XYZ to some other ABC person and say, hey, XYZ is not that. Look at ABC, that is much better. Yes or no? Now that is other person's lens. People, so many millions of people go for a movie and everybody has a different opinion about the movie. Why? Everybody has their own lens. That is called as image. Yeah? Right, right. And everybody looks at themselves also in a different way. We'll see now how they look at it. Okay. So, next slide. See, people when they criticize your body, what is body shaming? They will be criticizing you about your shape, size, appearance of the body, and they'll try to humiliate. Right? So now you see there are different kinds of bodies that Krishna has blessed us with. Do we have a choice? Really? No. People who do a lot of charity, they are blessed with good bodies. Sometimes it really depends upon what are the activities that we have performed in our past life. It is also called as karma, right? But we don't have a choice. We have to live with the body that Krishna has given us. Whatever Krishna gives is prasadam. Say, whatever Krishna gives is prasadam. Whatever Krishna gives, say entire sentence, whatever Krishna gives is prasadam. So Krishna gifts with different kinds of prasadam. Do we say halwa is better than puri? Puri is better than halwa. We eat it, right? We are getting prasadam. We are so lucky. We are among those few people who get to eat prasadam. There are so many living entities on the planet. They are not getting to eat prasadam. And we are so grateful when we get prasadam. Yes or no? So the primary thing behind body images, no matter what body we are blessed with, the first thing that needs to come out of our mouth and mind is, thank you Krishna for giving me human body. Yes or no? No matter how it is, no matter. It really doesn't matter what kind of body Krishna has given. So some people criticize it, too fat, too skinny, too tall, too short, and they just feel they are not enough. People go to the point of body shaming themselves. Can you see the lady looking into the mirror? She's okay, but how is she looking herself in the mirror? Uh, can you see the next slide? Can you see? The lady is looking into mirror and she is feeling, I've gained weight. I should not. I should start dieting. Liquid diet from tomorrow. Yeah. So people look at the mirror and they judge themselves. Yes or no? So this is the primary negative view of self. How you look at yourself. These days, initially in very older era, people used to think that, you should have some extra kgs on your body, extra weight, and the shape of your body becomes beautiful. Slowly and slowly, the time has come when people have cut out on the shape and they think thin, lean, thin is good. Flat stomach is good. So the definition of beauty is changing. Whatever it is, how you look at yourself is how you judge yourself. Yes? So body shaming first begins from self-shaming. If you have a negative view towards yourself, then you are going to repeat those things multiple times in your mind. Yes or no? And the moment you see somebody looking just like you, or maybe more fatter than you, or more thin than you, if you think I'm thin, then you're going to identify thin and you say, so thin. You are looking yourself in mirror and saying, I'm so thin, I need to gain weight. Right? Some people look in the mirror, they feel I'm fat, I need to lose weight. And then they'll identify, say, "ये मुझसे मोटा है." He should lose weight. He should start eating the stuff that I am eating. He doesn't know, right? So when you judge yourself in the mirror, that is the negative view of self. Next is we have our own insecurities. It is just not about body. People have insecurities about their hair, their color of eyes. Some people think blue eyes are beautiful. Some people think gray eyes are beautiful. Some people think black eyes are beautiful. Some people think, oh, the hair should be blonde. Some people think, no, brunette. No, carbon black. So everybody thinks according to the lens they are viewing. And if suppose I like brunette color, but the hair are blonde, what will I look in the mirror and say, not beautiful. I wish my hair were brunette. What can I do about it? Right? So if I'm criticizing myself in the mirror, I criticize others. True or not? True? Now what does that helps us in concluding? People who body shame others have body shamed themselves in the mirror multiple times. Say, people who body shame others have body shamed themselves in the mirror multiple times. Understanding? Everybody on the same page with me? Yeah? Then, people when they say in the mirror, go to the next slide. Sometimes they just look at themselves and they feel sad. Sometimes they look into the mirror and they try to clean the face. My pimples, I've got pimples. I need to clean my face, otherwise I'll look ugly. Oh no. So what happens? They try to look good out of insecurity. They don't want to look the way they are looking. So they are trying to change now. So there was a very popular singer. He had changed the entire skin color of his entire body, and he had witnessed a lot of problem. He had to maintain a temperature close to 2 degree, 3 degree to maintain the skin. So people go at that level when they are insecure about the body that Krishna has given. This is called as insecurity. Yeah, everybody understanding? Now what are the after effects? Suppose I body shame. मैंने तो कर दिया अपने आप को body shame. किसी और ने भी मुझे body shame कर दिया. Fine. What are the after effects? You're going to go through poor health. You're going to think, am I really talkative? Am I really mean? Am I really bad looking? Am I really short? Am I really tall? Am I really that curly haired? Am I curly haired? Am my hair that silky? What is wrong with me? Am I fat? So you're going to constantly ruminate on that thoughts. It is going to affect health, mental health. Then confidence goes down. If in your existing body, now you start talking their language, right? So a group of people come and they just tease you for the weight, size, shape, whatever it is. Okay. Now you speak their language while looking into the mirror, right? What is going to happen? Now you are asked to stand on stage and give a speech, or you are asked to stand near wherever you are there in the class and read a chapter. What will you feel? Lack of confidence. Oh, everybody is looking. I wish everybody could shut their eyes. No, don't look at me. My legs are shivering. I wish they should not look at me. I don't look that great. I don't have that confidence. So your confidence goes down. And then whatever you want to achieve, you can't achieve. Naturally, the failure comes. Yeah? Yes or no? Then bullying happens. If we are criticizing others, we start criticizing ourselves and then we criticize others. So if somebody weak person comes in front of us with even less confidence than us, then what do? We bully him or her. Yeah, yes. That's how bullies are created in this world. They have inferiority in their mind and they bully others because they feel I have less confidence. He has even less than me. So now let him suffer. Because I am suffering. If I am suffering, I'll make you suffer. If I am happy, I'll make you happy. Yes or no? If I am confident, I'll make you confident. Yeah? It does that radiate or it doesn't radiate? It navigates, right? Naturally. So, whatever you are, you do that to others. You bullied yourself in the mirror, now you're bullying others. Revenge mentality comes. If somebody points out exactly the same thing that you believe I'm not good looking, and somebody says, Shakal dekhi hai aine mein, what will happen? You will get very angry. Now I want to get back at that person. How dare he say that? Yes or no? How dare he say that? Now I'm going to take a revenge. So your self image creates so many bad things, after effects, right? What will happen? Isolation. You yourself will isolate. Suppose, I met one model once and she was very skinny, very good looking. And she came to office and she said, I want to gain some weight. And I was like, you're pretty good. Then we worked. Then after few months, she came and she said, I want to lose weight. You're already thin. Why do you want to lose weight? I lost one assignment. The other model was more thinner than me. That's why she got the assignment. And now, whenever she went into her group of friends, when they used to go out, she felt, oh, I'm thin. I'm more thin. I'm more thin. I need to be more thin. And she kept on thinking about her body image. What can she do? How can she alter? What are others saying? She'll go and ask everybody, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And then she started isolating herself from others by looking at the mixed opinions. She was completely lost what to do of her life. So whenever a person thinks, oh, I'm too short, I really can't stand in between everybody and host a meeting, right? I cannot be captain of this group because I'm shorter than everybody. Everybody looks at me and says, oh, are you in seventh? You look like in fifth. Oh, are you in fifth? You look like in third. And then that person thinks, how can I be the leader? They will isolate themselves from group of people. Dangerous or not dangerous? Yeah, self-image impacts. Now there is poor network. You don't connect with others. You don't get along with others. Everybody judges you. You judge everybody. You become judgmental. They are already judgmental looking at your body. You are jealous of people better than you. Exactly opposite to you. Yes or no? If I think I am tall, I'll be jealous of cute looking short girls. If I think I am short, I'll be jealous of beautiful looking long girls. Yeah, if I think my hair are very curly, I'll be jealous of somebody who is having straight hair. And if I have straight hair, I'll be jealous of somebody having curly hair. Oh wow, such a volume of hair. I wish I had that. Right? If I'm fat, I'll be jealous of thin. If I'm thin, I'll be jealous of fat. So who is having little bit of extra weight on them? Yeah, getting my point, everybody? So that is how jealousy also is born. Then blasphemy is born. Have you seen while people are walking on the road, people say, "Look at her," commenting. When somebody walks into the class, suddenly everybody will like, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." Ooh. Yeah, have you seen that kind of people hooting and doing all those things? What is that? Objectifying, looking at you as a body and doing all these things. So that is blaspheming, gossiping about somebody in the background, and then cowardice. You tend to run away from the problems. You tend to run away from situations. If somebody thinks I can dance well, maybe they dance okay, Andho mein Kana Raja type. Nobody is able to dance. So if you dance in between them, you look good. Yes or no? But then, even though you're able to dance, you will run away. Because why? I feel I'm short, I feel I'm long, I feel I'm not good enough, I'm fat, I'm thin, skinny, too skinny legs, too fat legs. Yes or no? So that's what happens is cowardice. You start running away from opportunities. Good or bad? Bad. Yes or no? So all these are the after effects of body shaming. Everybody is understanding? As of now, everybody is getting. Any doubts? No? Let's go to the next slide. Now, what happens if we deal with all these things? What is the better outcome? If today we learn to deal with body shaming, what are we going to get out of it? Improved health. We are going to have a healthy mind state. We are never going to judge others. We'll be more confident. We'll be compassionate towards others. We'll be kind towards others. We'll be kind to ourselves. In the mirror, we are not going to say, I'm not looking good. Are we going to do that? Are we going to put ourselves down? No. So this is the confidence. You're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to be successful at whatever you do because you're going to give it best without thinking that you are this body. Then you are going to be good at cooperating with others. Your teamwork is going to improve. Your friendship making skills are going to improve. You're going to get multiple friends, and those will be the good ones, and they are going to stay with you because you are not judging them, and their judgments are not reaching you because you are not judging yourself, first of all. Yes or no? So, this is the benefit. There's going to be harmony in your friend circle, harmony in the family, and then your network is going to grow. You are going to acknowledge others' efforts. You're going to acknowledge yourself as well. Very important to acknowledge ourselves. Yes or no? What is acknowledgement, Devansh? नहीं पता. Acknowledgement मतलब आइडेंटिफाई करना. हाँ ठीक है, ये बहुत अच्छा काम आज देवांश बहुत अच्छे से बैठा है क्लास में. आई एम सो प्राउड ऑफ देवांश. दिस इज एक्नॉलेजमेंट. Right? I'm acknowledging you're such a small child and yet sitting so patiently in the class. Yes? Yeah? Understood? So you're going to acknowledge yourself. Now, do you acknowledge yourself? Then you will acknowledge others. Then appreciation will take place, inspiration will take place. You will take anybody who is opposite to your body. You like short, cute girls, then you're going to think, oh, she's so short and cute. That's nice. Krishna has given a nice body to her. That's nice. You're going to get inspiration of cuteness. You're not going to feel jealous. If somebody is tall, you're not going to feel jealous about them. If somebody is extra weight or too skinny, you're not going to feel jealous. Yeah? So if we learn these methods today, how to deal with body shaming, we are going back with a lot of courage in our heart to face any problem in our life. Any opportunity, you will be just putting it in your bag. Oh, this opportunity is mine. I'm going to take it. Now, what is body? First of all, let us understand. We have know what is self-image. We know what is this. Let us understand from Sharirak Upanishad what is said. Body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. आप सोचोगे माता जी मिट्टी कहाँ है, मिट्टी कहाँ है, right? So earth is what? Earth is anything hard in our body, bones, right? The skin that is made. Everything is made up of earth element. Water element, whatever is fluid in our body is water. Everybody getting? Blood, pus, water, everything is water element. Then comes fire. Anything that when you are feeling hungry, You feel like burning sensation in your tummy, right? Now that is fire in your body. Headache, huh? Headache. When you get fever, that is fire element. When you get angry, you see fumes coming out of your ears. That is fire. Then air. What is air in our body? Anything that moves inside the body. Lungs. They pump. Yeah. Heart also it pumps. So air is there. Air is flowing in our body. Ether. Ether is any openings or pores in our body. Do you know the pores? Yeah. Do you know the pores? So any opening in our body, that is called as ether. So our body is made up of 5 things. Say everybody. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. If your body is made up of earth, water, fire, ether, दूसरों की प्लास्टिक से बनी है, फाइबर से बनी है, किससे बनी है दूसरों की बॉडी? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. So now you look at any good personality, opposite personality, anything, you know what their body has. Yeah. So packaging really doesn't matter. Next is our actual body has Gyanendriyas. So previously we saw Jadendriyas, now it is Gyanendriyas. Gyanendriyas is something that absorbs Gyan, information. Gyanendriya, and Indriya which absorbs Gyan, which absorbs information. Ears. Right now your ears are absorbing what I am speaking. Yeah. Then what is their nose? Your nose smells. Yes or no? It is made of earth element. Then we have tongue. Tongue, what does it do? Taste. It is taking information. If your nose is going to have the fragrance of gulab jamun, that is an information. Yes or no? Your tongue is giving information. Oh, it is tasty. It is bitter. It is sour. So it is information again. Gathering information. Skin. Skin is saying, आज ठंड लग रही है, आज गर्मी लग रही है. Yes, again absorbing information. And eyes. So eyes are what? कितना गुस्से से देख रहा था, ऐसा लगा अभी गुस्सा मारेगा. Eyes are made up of fire element. Yes or no? Any kind of, you look with any kind of anger, then it is made up of fire. So eyes are also information gathering. While you were coming to this location, you must have seen many hoardings, cars, bikes. Yes? Now that is information absorption. So there are 5 Gyanendriyas. Everybody knows? So actual body is made up of 5 Gyanendriyas, and now we have 5 Karmendriyas. What is Karmendriya? Body parts that do some activity. Hands do activity, legs do some activity, mouth also does some activity, excretion is giving out waste from the body, procreation is meant for enjoy. So giving birth to babies. Babies make mothers enjoy, papa enjoy. Yes or no? So all these are karmendriyas. Some activity happens with these body parts. So now we have 5 Gyanendriyas and 5 Karmendriyas. Everybody would remember? Then we have internal organs, not lungs, liver. They are our science, this thing. In our this thing, Shararik Upanishad, it is said we have Antakaran. What is it? Say Antakaran. Antakaran. In that we have Manas or mind. Now mind is, where does mind exist in our body? कहाँ होता है mind? ऐसे लगता है ना इधर कहीं पे है, around head. Yes or no? You feel that way, is it? Where do you feel your mind is? Can you see your mind? But there is mind. Yes or no? Where is it? According to Shardik Upanishad, it is said that it is at the end of the throat. Yeah, end of the throat. According to Shardik Upanishad, it is at the end of throat. And what does mind do? Sankalp and Vikalp. Like one who comes on the path of devotion, some days he is devotee, some day he is non-devotee. Yes or no? Oh, today I want to chant, I want to be a devotee. Tomorrow I want to sleep, I'll be a devotee tomorrow. It's okay. Yesterday I chanted 8 rounds. Today I'll chant only 2 rounds. Maybe I will not chant at all. So one day we take sankalp of chanting, the another day we break the sankalp. So it is a activity of promising and breaking promise. Promising and breaking promise, right? Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Sankalpa, vikalpa, right? And that's why it is said that anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam. Whatever is good, we take promise of doing that. Whatever is bad, we give up. Whatever is good for bhakti, we do. Whatever is bad for bhakti, we give up. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam. So now we have seen 5 Gyanendriyas you also have, and everybody that you have seen on the planet has. 5 Karmendriyas you have, everybody around you have. Yeah. Now internal organs you have mind, everybody else has mind, or they are gone case. Lost. No, right? You have mind, they also have mind, and your mind is also at the end of the throat, their mind is also at the end of the throat, and that is called sankalpa, free will and doubt. Okay, so it is my free will. I will wake up or I will not wake up early in the morning. मेरी मर्जी, मैं चाहे ये करूं, मैं चाहे वो करूं, मेरी मर्जी, right? That is what I can do sankalp, and I can do vikalp also. It's my mercy, because I want to. I'm superior to Krishna. Don't you know this? Now that is what is mind, and then mind keeps doubting. है क्या Krishna? I think he's there. Maybe he's not there. I don't know. Who has seen? Let me eat laddus without telling mom. I'll just eat one. My mom will not even understand. Out of 30 laddus, one is gone minus. So I'll just do something which no one sees me. So that is what doubting others. Next is ahankar, ego, internal organ. Okay, according to Sharvik Upanishad. What is ego? It is a sense of self. Sense of self means I am followed by anything is ego. I am engineer. Ego. I am daughter of so and so. Ego. I am wife of so and so. Ego. I am son of so and so. Ego. Right? I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm dull. I'm lazy. I'm mean. I'm talkative. I'm rude. I'm very strong. I'm courageous. I'm a warrior. What is this? Ego. Anything that follows with I am is ego. The difference is if I say I am devotee of Krishna, I am the servant of Krishna, that is true ego. Rest all are false ego, but there is ego. What is common denominator? Ego. So ego is a sense of self. Where is ego? In our heart. When there is ego in our heart, Krishna doesn't reside in the heart. Jaha sham hai, say jaha sham hai, वहां मान नहीं, जहां मान है वहां शाम नहीं, राइट? जब मैं था तो राम न था, आज राम है तो मैं नहीं. So when there is Krishna in the heart, there is no ego. But if Krishna is not in the heart, then what is there? Ego. I am this, I am that. How dare you challenge me? How dare you say I am so and so? I am going to take revenge. Yes or no? So the after effects of self-image, body shaming yourself, others are very bad. And then chitta. What is chitta? Chitta is placed in navel. Everybody has a navel? Yeah? Rest everybody has navel. All human beings have navel. So chitta is there. It is mental faculty for memory. That's why mostly in Ayurveda it is said that okay, you put some ghee in your navel when you sleep and your memory will be very strong. Right? So that is what Ayurveda suggests. But what is there? The chitta lies over there. One whose the navel is considered as a place which carries memories from past birth also. And all the faculty, it is a mental faculty of memory. All right. Going to the next slide, we see there are 4 kinds of consciousness. Our body, we are, everybody's understanding your body and others' body. See, this science is important because nobody is teaching this in school and college, right? And if you understand body in this way, you are never going to judge anybody ever. We are putting on a new lens today. Be happy. We are getting new lens, right? Is anybody else having? So the lens that you are going to wear, आप जो चश्मा पहन के जाओगे किसी और के पास है नहीं, वो अपने मटीरियलिस्टिक चश्मे से देखेगा तो आपको तकलीफ होगी? नहीं होगी। आप अपने स्पिरिचुअल चश्मे से देखोगे तो अपने आप को मिरर में जज करोगे? दूसरों को जज करोगे? So we have four kinds of consciousness: जागृत, स्वप्न, सुषुप्ति and तुरीय. जागृत is जब आपके ज्ञानेंद्रिय, कर्मेंद्रिय, अंतःकरण सब जागृत होते हैं. Everything is awake. My ego is also awake, right? All my senses are awake. I'm seeing also, listening also, talking also. I'm feeling on the skin also. गर्मी बड़ी है आज, AC शायद नहीं चल रहा. So I'm doing everything, right? I'm absorbing all the information. I'm also judging myself and others at the same time. So Jagrit Avastha, waking state, is where you identify anything and everything under the sky. Like Duryodhan was asked, Duryodhan, क्या दिख रहा है? पंछी का आँख फोड़ना है तुम्हें? गुरुदेव, मुझे सारा जंगल दिख रहा है. बेटा, पैरट की आँख फोड़नी है? हाँ गुरुदेव, बस मैं बता रहा हूँ, बहुत सारे पेड़ है, बहुत ग्रीनरी है, आकाश भी है, जमीन भी है, सब दिख रहा है. So that is what is waking state. You see everything. स्वप्न is dreaming state. सिर्फ अंतःकरण जागृत होता है. अंतःकरण में क्या क्या देखा था हमने? अंतःकरण में हमने देखा था मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार, चित्त. Yes. So मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार, चित्त बस जागृत होता है. बाकी body. Now you will stop telling she's fat, she's ugly, she's beautiful, he's fat, oh he's bald, taklu, and he's patlu, he's lambu. You will not do all these things, right? So now you are in swapna state where you are only judging based on very talkative, very mean, very rude, very kind, very helpful, very compassionate, very honest, so much cheating, cheater. So now your antakaran is jagrat, na? At mind level you are finding all the faults. So you have it in you, so you are able to find it in others. Swapna state, then sushupti is only mind is awake. Rest everything goes to sleep. Ego goes to sleep. Everything goes to sleep. All right. Buddhi, ahankar, everything goes to sleep. Chitta. So only mind is awake. And then next state is turiya state, where you think, oh, I am just a soul. Now this state is called pure consciousness. We are such a fortunate soul, I tell you, because Prabhupada has cut down on all these technicalities and he has come down to only one instruction. You are soul. See, Krishna in second chapter, he declares, or in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you are soul. So we are so lucky, all these technicalities have been cut down and directly they have spoon feed us the knowledge. Who are we? We are soul. लेकिन किसी को ना सीधा ज्ञान लेना पसंद नहीं आता. सबको ऐसे टेढ़ा मेढ़ा उल्टा करके लड्डू खाना पसंद होता है, राइट? क्यों? बिकॉज वी आर साइंस स्टूडेंट्स, वी आर मॉडर्न एज स्टूडेंट्स. लॉजिक बताओ, लॉजिक कहाँ है? How come you people are saying we are souls? Have you ever seen soul? No. How dare you make such statements without any proof? So what happens is, even if we are spoon feed the information कि मैं कौन हूँ, फिर भी मैंने मानना नहीं है मैं कौन हूँ. मैं क्या मानूंगा? मुझे अगर आप बोलते हो मोटे हो तो मैं मानूंगी जल्दी से, बिकॉज आई फील आई एम मोटा. मुझे अगर बोलोगे पतलू हो, हाँ मैं मानूंगी मैं पतली हूँ. कोई आके बोलेगा तुम आत्मा हो, किधर? मुझे तो दिखती नहीं. कहा मैं आत्मा? कहा आई कांट सी द आत्मा. तो अच्छी चीजें तो सुननी नहीं होती डायरेक्टली. क्यों? बिकॉज संकल्प विकल्प, संकल्प विकल्प. विच स्टेट वी आर इन? मोस्टली इन सुषुप्ति स्टेट, राइट? सुषुप्ति और स्वप्न स्टेट. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज मटेरियल वर्ल्ड इज अ ड्रीम. सबको बस लगता है कि मैं बॉडी हूँ, मैं ये हूँ, मैं वो हूँ. माइंड में लगता है, राइट? मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं थॉट्स, एक्चुअली में होते नहीं है. वो कौन होते हैं? सब आत्मा होते हैं. विल कम टू दैट साइंस. गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. हु आर वी एक्चुअली? वी आर एक्चुअली अ सोल, जीवा, लाइफ फोर्स. भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर जी सेज वी आर जीव. आत्मा को क्या बोला गया है? जीव. We are soul. And the main thing we need to understand is we need to theoretically accept it first. Prabhupada says if you are not able to see the soul in others, at least identify, start thinking that you are not body. At least start thinking that I am not this body. You know, once what happened? There was a very fat lady sitting in the lecture, very fat. And Prabhupada was giving lecture. Soul, you are soul. नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नयनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः. You cannot you cannot be cut into pieces. You cannot be burned by fire. You cannot be withered by wind. So when she heard that, she said, "What, Prabhupada? What are you saying?" I'm saying we are not this body. We are soul. I am so happy. I was so upset all my life because I've been overweight all my life. And she was so happy. She was so happy because she was not body. It was a big revelation for her. Some people, they really become very happy when they understand that they are not this body. Why? Because they have criticized, they have faced body shaming from others a lot. Some people don't find good partners, some people don't find good opportunities. If they find opportunities, they let down their opportunities, thinking that I'm not good, I'm not enough. Yes or no? So they give up on all the beauty of this life by just thinking that they are bodies. And that is the thing that our Shastras, our Bhagavad Gita gives us knowledge that we are soul. Now, what is soul? So, look at this slide. I've shown you. Who are you? Can you see where are you in the entire Brahmand? So, in Shvetashvatar Upanishad, it is mentioned that our the upper point of hair, the upper point, take your hair and the upper point of hair, you divide it into 100 parts. Okay? Take your hair and the upper part, tip of the hair, cut into 100 parts. Now you have 100 parts on the table. Take one part and cut that again into 100 parts. You will need a microscope maybe. Right? First of all, cutting the tip of hair into 100 microscope. You don't have next microscope now. We don't have that kind of invention yet. But then one part, again you cut into 100 parts. Now the one part that you will get is a soul. तो हमारा अस्तित्व क्या है बच्चों? When you look at yourself, you look from top view, there are multiple galaxies, multiple planets, and now somewhere there is one chutkusa particle vibrating. And that particle is saying, I am thin, I am fat, I'm ugly, I'm dark, I'm fair, I'm short, I'm tall, or so we are that. We are so small. Prabhupada says there are innumerable atomic particles in the universe. Innumerable. Can you imagine how many atomic particles are there? Can't even count. We can't even count how many atomic particles are on this mic. Forget about the universe. We can't even count atomic particles on a finger. Tip of the finger. Can you count it? Impossible. Impossible. What to think about universe? And that atomic particle is crying in front of mirror. I'm fat. I don't like my body. I wish I was tall. I wish I was slim. I wish I was healthy. I'm so jealous. She's Miss World. She's Miss Universe. They look so good. They have such good clothes. I can't wear. My clothes are becoming tighter and tighter. Seriously? और कोई काम नहीं है? Come to Bhagavad Gita and learn that you are this chutkusa particle. Stop giving that kind of negative attention. Yes or no? अपने आप को negative attention देना is a big ego. I am fat. I am के बाद dash में जो भी आएगा वो ego है. Clear? Going to the next slide. Krishna says, let's see what Krishna says about our soul. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. So Krishna is saying that which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. अर्जुन पहले तो एक जान लो, ये आत्मा जो है ना, ये तुम्हारी पूरी बॉडी में फैली हुई है. Like you consider एक छोटा सा डार्क डब्बा है. Okay, there is a darkness वाला डब्बा. In that you send one जुगनू. Do you know firefly? Firefly जुगनू. Now that जुगनू is going to light up that dark dabba. So we are that dark dabba. Our body is full of darkness. Now when the soul enters it, it lightens it up. the body starts moving. How many of you know when people die, they don't move? What happens when they die? Soul walk पे चला जाता है, right? So soul जब walk पे चला जाता है तो body को क्या कहते हैं? Died. Yes or no? So when the soul moves out of the body, it is called as death, final death, right? So when the soul is inside the body, what is soul allowing you to do? Breathe. Gyanendriya, Karmendriya, do some activity, absorb information, do some activity, absorb information. Yes or no? Positive or negative, I don't care. I will absorb this thing, information, right? So body is doing all those things with Gyanendriya and Karmendriya, and with Antakaran, even absorbing, considering herself to be a different personality altogether, according to the chashma that they are wearing, lens that they are wearing. So Krishna says that first you understand that you are indestructible, you cannot die, nobody can destruct you. Bat leke aaye, chaku leke aaye, gun leke aaye, nobody can really kill you because you are that dot. Even the bullet is bigger than you. Even that soul will dodge the bullet all the time. Body cannot dodge, but the soul can dodge the bullet. Yes or no? It doesn't even need to dodge because bullet will not find the soul also. It cannot really enter. A soul cannot be cut into pieces. कितना कट होगा? Tip of the hair cut into 100, one part cut into 100. Now they need a new technology to cut that soul also, but that technology is not there. Even Krishna has not invented that technology. So soul never cuts down, right? So no fire can burn it, bullet cannot pass across it. So you are indestructible, he says, and no one is able to destroy the soul. Nobody can destroy. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता, composting नहीं हो सकता soul का. Okay, you can compost a dead body, but you cannot compost the soul. Clear? Now let's see what Prabhupada says. Prabhupada says in Mundak Upanishad that the soul is atomic in size and can be perceived by intelligence, perfect intelligence. Soul is very small. And the atomic soul is floating in 5 kinds of air. Our body has 5 kinds of air. Everybody says prana, apana, vyana, samana, उदान. प्राण अपान व्यान, समान उदान. प्राण अपान व्यान, समान उदान. So our body has 5 kind of air और ये सोल अच्छे से ट्रैवल करता है इस बॉडी में. इस पूरे हमारे वायु जो होते हैं उसके अंदर ये ट्रैवल करता रहता है. मोस्टली where the soul is situated, it is situated in heart. So now tell me, if the heart gets transplanted, does the soul also get transplanted? Yeah? No, right? Not possible. When the heart gets, so where is soul? Right now, तो we said ना, soul is situated in heart. But कभी-कभी तो heart table पे होता है, तो हम क्या table पे होते हैं? Transplantation के वक्त heart निकाल के ऐसे इस पे रखा जाता है tray में, table पे. तो हम table पे जाके बैठ गए. No, right? So soul floats in the cavity that is there nearby the heart. There is ribs. Inside ribs there is heart. Inside heart there is pran vayu. In that soul and super soul they are floating इकट्ठे. Soul and super soul, आत्मा परमात्मा कट्ठे float होते रहते हैं. Understanding? Soul is very minute and Paramatma is of the size of thumb. Paramatma is size of thumb, and he keeps saying, "Come here, come to me, come to me, come to me." With all 4 hands, he keeps saying, "Come to me." And we are like, "1 minute, Krishna, chocolate khane do. Krishna, 2 minute ice cream. Kulfi, Krishna, can you have some patience? Wait, I'll have kulfi and then I'll come. Krishna, my children. Krishna, husband. Krishna, wife. Oh, now see, I've got grandchildren. Krishna, I'll come. Wait. So we are looking towards all the other bodily attachments, and Paramatma is saying, "Come, come, come." So we are floating in the cavity of the heart. That's why we always feel I am dash in the heart, right? If in the heart I feel I am intelligent, if someone says, hey, Buddhu, I'm like, how dare you call me Buddhu? Come on. Why? Because I am feeling I am intelligent. If I say I think I am Buddhu and someone says, you're Buddhu, come, let's party. You are so good. exactly understood what I am. Yes. So that's what happens. How you identify, how you define yourself. So self-image matters. You have to understand you are nothing but a dot floating in the cavity of the heart. Stop giving negative attention, negative self-belief. आईने के सामने जाओ. Thank you, Krishna. बोलो. All right, just go to the mirror and say, thank you, Krishna, for giving me a body. I can take your name. Thank you, Krishna, for this tongue. Thank you, Krishna, for the throat. I can glorify you. Thank you, Krishna, for this body. I can serve you. I can sing about you. I can sing kirtan. I can take Harinam. I can thank you, Krishna, for hands. I can hold the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Krishna, for legs. I can walk to the temple. I can take your darshan. Thank you so much, Krishna. Right? So start being grateful to your body. Then you'll stop judging others and do body shaming. All right. Now let us see in previous life what had happened is we'll see a story where there is Aghasur. Do you know the story of Aghasur in Krishna's pastimes? So in Krishna's pastime, we see that Aghasur was a snake. But what was his past life? In past life, Aghasur was known as Agha. He was a son of Shankachud. Alright? He was extremely strong and his bodily beauty was very, it resembled like Cupid. Agha जो था वो बहुत handsome था, बहुत सुंदर था और उसे पता था वो सुंदर है. Right? Some people they really know they are beautiful. They also know sometimes they are stupid. Sometimes they know they are intelligent. They know they have their own insecurities. Yes or no? Some people they really feel that, oh, I wish I had a good dad, I wish I had a good mom, I wish I had a good car. So they are carrying their own insecurities. But this Agha, he knew that he is handsome and he was very good looking. So one time he was traveling in Malaya mountains and he came around Ashtavakra. Here you can see this is Ashtavakra Rishi. All right. He saw Ashtavakra Rishi. He was bent at 8 different places in his body. So Agha, being very proud of his body, he body shamed Ashtavakra Rishi Muni. He body shamed them and he made fun of him. Ashtavakra was very uniquely bent in different parts of his body. But then Agha laughed. Who is this ugly person? So when he was just going through it, passing, he laughed at him. Like these days, body shaming happens, people laugh. So he also does body shaming. And then Ashtavakra Muni, he was very displeased. And then he scolded. First of all, scolded Agha that you are too proud of your body, which one is not supposed to do because you are not the body itself. First offense that you are thinking is that you are body. Second offense, you are considering me as a body. Third offense, you don't know that you are soul. Fourth offense, you don't know I am also a soul. Fifth offense, you don't know you are servant of Krishna. Sixth offense, you don't know I am a servant of Krishna. So many offenses, right? So one who is body shaming other, he is creating how many offenses? 6 offenses, right? So then he said, oh fool. In one word, he described all 6 offenses. Oh fool. So people who body shame others are who? Fool. Simple. So you will become a snake. Become a snake. मैं 8 जगह पे मुड़ा हूँ, तो मुड़ते ही रहोगे हर जगह से. So snake is मुड़ा हुआ at every point. Yes or no? Snake is never सीधा. Bichara, he wants to go on a highway सीधा, still he has to go like that. He takes double time to travel. Our car will go faster than him, but he has to do this and go. So such a punishment, right? If we ask some snake, go have prasadam, he'll be like, okay. I'm going to have prasadam. So हर जगह से मुड़ते, we will reach faster and he'll reach later, and he'll say, I hate you. You reached faster than me. So he said, you will become a snake. You will become the ugliest snake on the earth. Snakes are as it is ugly. But since Ashtavakra was very angry, how dare you call me ugly? So he cursed him. So we can see that somewhere Ashtavakra is also feeling bad about his body. Then only he'll get angry. Yes or no? If somebody doesn't feel bad about their body, will they get angry? No. I am a soul. Bolo jo bolna hai. I am a soul. I am a jiva. And who is jiva? Krishnara Nitya Dasa. जीव का स्वरूप क्या होता है? कृष्णेर नित्य दास. तो मैं क्या हुआ? कृष्णेर नित्य दास. I am devotee of Krishna. I am devotee of Krishna. खत्म. अब बोलो जो बोलना है. If somebody says you are foolish, please repeat 10 times. You are ugly, oh please repeat 10 times. Say, keep saying, keep saying. Happy? Now get lost. Right? If somebody says, how mean, please repeat 10 times. Happy? Now go and study, please. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving so much thinking about me. Alright? If somebody is gossiping about you, she did this, do you know this? He did this, do you know this? Come. Say 10 times. Repeat the same thing 10 times. Happy? I'm so glad you're happy. Thank you so much for giving me attention. Bye-bye. All right. So that is how, then he says, you will become the ugliest snake on the earth. Then he says, although I'm bent at various places, you will have to twist, curve every movement you make. Every movement, हर बारी नींद से उठते उठते भी ट्विस्ट करके उठना पड़ेगा, राइट? नींद में करवट बदलते वक्त भी ऐसे ऐसे करके करवट बदलनी पड़ेगी. हाउ बैड. नाउ मोreover I hope that experience of having a hideous form will help you. Ashtavakra says whatever hideous form you will get will help you. Trust me, hideous forms help. They really help a lot. Look at Kubja. Kubja had a hideous form. She had that bend on her this thing back, right? Kubja, do you know Kubja? Who is Kubja? She was this lady in Mathura, sending this sandal paste to Kansa, and she had this upar aise bada, what do we call that? Hump, na? She had this hump on her back, and she got darshan of Krishna. Krishna held her hands. Imagine. Kubja was going, and then Krishna was like, Krishna said, okay. And then she held Krishna's this vastra that he carries. Oh Krishna, kaha ja rahe ho? And Krishna is like, आता हूँ, आऊंगा मैं तुम्हारे घर पे आऊंगा. And then Krishna puts his thumb of his toe on her leg, and then she stands erect and she becomes beautiful. Now, isn't her hideousness a blessing for her? Krishna came, made her beautiful. Then the moment Krishna did U-turn, she held his dupatta and said, Krishna, kaha ja rahe ho? Chalo ghar. It's like, thodi der baad aata hu, thoda kaam hai. And then he goes. He goes at her place, sits in her house, and he takes her seva. She washes her feet, and he takes the food that she offers. So that is the blessing. Yes or no? Hideous form helps in many ways. Unnecessary negative attention, unnecessary positive attention. You really get saved from those attentions. So he says this hideous form is going to help you to appreciate how narcissistic and proud you have become. You will start appreciating that now you are not proud of yourself. Once you get a hideous form, you cannot be proud. Can anybody be proud? So quickly coming to his senses, Agha fell at the feet of sage begging for forgiveness. है ना? बुद्धि स्थिर होगी. Like बच्चों को थोड़ा सा मम्मा डांटती है तो शांत हो जाते हैं बच्चे, सोचते हैं, इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करते हैं, कहाँ गलत हुआ मैं, सोचना पड़ेगा जिंदगी के बारे में, कुछ करना पड़ेगा, क्या बनना है आगे जाके. So then he came to his senses and he changed his attitude. He had a lot of attitude. He changed his attitude. And then Ashtavakra told him that when Lord will, who is very beautiful, more beautiful than millions of cupids, when he will enter your stomach, you will liberate it. So then he got a blessing also. Then Krishna, when he entered Aghasur got liberated. Right? So when you body shame others, chances are you can become a snake also. You can become any kind of body. Okay, getting my point? So there are many repercussions in the next life. If you call somebody fat, chances are you will become elephant in next life. Yeah, you call someone thin, which is the thinnest animal on the earth? Worm? Earthworm. Call somebody thin and you'll become earthworm. Right? Whatever you call, you'll become that. So 3 steps are there. Body shaming can be handled. First of all, identify yourself as a soul. पहली step क्या है? I am soul. What is second step? See everyone as soul. Okay? See everybody, each other, and see each other like dots in the universe. A spark that is shining in everybody. Look at everybody like there are only dots sitting here, small stars. Can you do that? Now I want you to go on the top and look from the top view. Look at entire earth. Earth has lot of lights, small lights. Who are all these? They are soul, jivas. Right? Now float higher. Look at the entire Brahmand. Can you see all the small, small dots shining? What are they? Souls. Float above Goa. Look at Goa. Can you see all the souls? Float above your school. Can you see all the souls standing in the assembly? Look above the classroom. Can you see all the souls in the classroom sitting on the bench? Yeah? One more soul is entering the class. That's class teacher. Right? With a stick in hand. So now, but you can't blaspheme anybody because you really can't judge a soul. Soul's shape, size, anything is really not a part. So I'll tell you, whenever we are going through these body shaming things in the world, it is initially very difficult to accept it. And the acceptance can come by chanting and praying to Krishna. The acceptance comes with knowledge. Today, if you go home, and chances are that for 2 days you might remember that I am soul. If you really want to remember every day that I am soul, then every morning you wake up and do Dandavat to Krishna. And say, thank you, Krishna, I am the servant of you. Right? Thank you, Krishna, for giving me this body. I can serve you. Please help me become a better servant of you. Please help me serve you in any which ways that you want. Remind yourself that you are a soul on daily basis. On daily basis. Once Shivji was criticized badly. He was criticized so badly by Daksha. Daksha was his wife's father. And he was very handsome. So Daksha, when he entered an assembly, everybody was like, oh, he was very beautiful, very handsome. Everybody started looking at him. So Daksha was very used to getting attention because of his looks. One day he entered assembly and Shivji didn't give a cent to his looks. Shivji didn't look at him. Shivji was busy meditating on Krishna. When he did not look at him, Daksh became very furious. I am of the position of your father, right? You should respect me. What did he say? You should respect me. But you don't respect, you don't stand, you don't bow down to me. You really have a very bad attitude. And then he started a continuous spree of body shaming on Shivji. Look at your clothes. What do you wear? Look, you're having all the ashes on your body. Your hair are all scattered. Look at your eyes. My daughter's eyes are more beautiful than what your eyes are. I don't even look at you like you have any good manners and etiquettes. You don't even know when you are sitting in the assembly of great elites how you should be behaving. You didn't even stand and bow down to me. So he became so angry. Now he started blaspheming his friends also, Shivji's friends. He started saying, you are always with ghosts. What kind of people you roam around with? You are never with some elite mannered people. You are always with ghosts. And the kind of cloth you wear, look at that skin, dear skin that you're wearing. You're always carrying a snake around your neck. You're always stinky. There is so much smell. You never wash your body. You never take bath. So he was criticizing Shivji based on body constantly, and Shivji did not respond at all. Shivji, he did not have to tolerate because Shivji was not even listening. Shivji was constantly in the middle of these eyebrows, like we are applying tilak. These are the lotus feet of Krishna. So Shivji was meditating on lotus feet of Krishna between his eyebrows. He was his focus was laser focus. Daksh insulted from distance, then he came here, then he came here, then he came up to the nose of Shivji, thinking that is he not able to listen? He is not even giving me any reaction. Now I'll shout, shout, shout. So practically Daksh was bullying Shivji. He was bullying, and how did Shivji react? Lord Shiva reacted with no counteraction. That's why we say no counteraction is best counteraction. Say no counteraction is best counteraction. And Shivji did not have to tolerate because he had inculcated this quality of compassion towards looking at beings. How does the compassion comes? By looking at them like souls. So this is a spiritual practice. You have a responsibility towards your spirituality. You have to practice it on daily basis कृष्णा इज कंपैशनेट, नास्तिकों को भी वो माफ कर रहे हैं, ध्यान, जो कृष्ण पे विश्वास नहीं करते, भगवान है ये एक्सेप्ट भी नहीं करते, कृष्णा उनको भी ऑक्सीजन देते हैं, ग्रीनरी देते हैं. ही इज फॉरगिविंग ऑल द पीपल हु डोंट इवन बिलीव ही एग्जिस्ट्स. हम किस खेत के मूली, हमें क्या बहुत ज्यादा फल लगे हुए हैं? Is it? So then what happens is we also should inculcate the compassionate attitude that Krishna is having. So now pray to Krishna. Just like Shivji. Shivji had prayed to Krishna saying that, oh Krishna, by meditating on your lotus feet, I've become compassionate so much that I'm not getting offended by anybody on this universe. Thank you so much for helping me get this quality inside me. Because Shivji was compassionate, he did not insult Daksh back. He was compassionate, and at the same time, his focus was on Krishna. So, any day you people find yourself in the chaos of people who consider themselves as body, who have criticized themselves as body in the mirror multiple times, now they have come to put their thoughts on you by criticizing you as a body. The only method remains is focusing on lotus feet of Krishna, chanting his name and not counteracting at all. Practicing compassion. Compassion is a Brahminical qualification. You can practice it on a daily basis. Compassion is one quality that devotees have. Devotees never get offended by anybody. They never get offended because they know they are soul. They are jivas. So our primary goal becomes to identify ourselves as soul. Right? Now, everybody, have you understood what is the formula of handling body shaming? Yeah? Any questions? Do you have any questions? Yeah. Anybody on Zoom? Do you have any questions? I'll stop recording.